Hey, Chris Liepe here, immensely enjoying my Gabriel Henrique deep dives. Thank you so much for requesting his, at the time of this video, most recent video, Something Beautiful. Let's see what he's got. From the cover, from the thumbnail, this looked like a live performance, which I have not reviewed a live performance of his yet. I have only done his one-take covers in his apartment or home. So this is going to be a very new experience for me. I'm excited to get into it. That's some vibey piano. It's beautiful.
He will stand, taking off my pride. And I run with nowhere to hide. I'm exposed, see my flaws and all, but you're still here, and that's something beautiful.
Oh, choir, awesome!
Something beautiful. That's something beautiful. That you are here with me. That's something beautiful.
Wow, what depth! There's a couple things that I've heard him do in the songs I've covered before. Of course, in this context, in this live context with the other voices and the super vibey piano back there, I want to go back and point just a couple things out that really stood out to me.
He will stand, taking off my pride. And I run with nowhere to hide.
Right there. Nowhere to hide. He punches into his chest voice there, and then hide abandons into his head voice. Now, no hide, nowhere is higher than hide. This is a stylistic thing. One of the things that marks Gabriel as such an incredible vocalist is that he uses his head voice playfully and as a texture, not as a necessity. I've said this in other Gabriel videos, but it's worth mentioning here because right off the bat, it's one of the first really awesome articulations he does. He throws in a lower head voice riff. Singers who struggle, singers who want to be good but just can't break through certain problems and be good, generally look at their head voice as a place they go because they can't hit certain notes in their chest voice. Gabriel is nowhere near that. It's an art form for him. It's a tool.
I run with nowhere to hide.
Oh.
I'm exposed, see my flaws and all, but you're still here, and that's something beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful. Of course, I'm exaggerating here, but notice the dynamic way he places different sounds, different vowels. That one's a little bit more whined, although whining is maybe too strong of a word. It's bright and forward, and then fall is a more traditional lower larynx, although still floating larynx, and softer coordination. Ooh. If you're inspired by Gabriel's singing and you'd like to expand the horizons with your own voice, click the link below and join my free singing course, and I'll help you pull all sorts of things out of your singing that you never thought were there and that you didn't think were possible.
You here, and that's something beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful run there.
That's something beautiful.
Notice the entrances on those O's. Oh, they grow in brightness and dynamics. He knows the choir is going to be behind him there, and he is intentionally blending. He's meeting the choir where they're at in what he knows is going to be the timbre, the texture behind him. If he went, oh, and really was standing out in his posture and articulation with those O's, he would seem like he's singing over a backing track and not very well. But because he's bringing the choir in there in how he uses his voice, we get an extra bump of good vibes, good feelings.
That's something beautiful.
And then right there, unapologetically using his vocal break. Another mark of a fantastic singer, when they lean into those things instead of going, oops, I cracked. And this is not a mistake. This was very intentional here. But if you are afraid of your vocal break, you can't be intentional with it.
Oh, that's something beautiful. Oh, that you are here with me. That's something beautiful.
With me, that letdown, another wonderful, beautiful articulation.
Oh, if I fall and I crash down to my knees, you pick me up, running to my needs. Even if I run with nowhere to go, you're still here, and that's something beautiful. That's something beautiful. That's something beautiful.
There!
You are here.
Oh, gotta hear that progression again. The way he grows in dynamics. Ugh. And, one more thing about the way he's singing with and not necessarily in front of the choir. He's definitely in front of the choir visually, and his voice is brought out in front of the mix. But his allowance for that, the soft entry into those O's, and the way he articulates over that makes the moments where he's jumping out and doing a run and being brighter all that more impactful. If he was always dark and trying to blend with the choir, that's not going to fly. But if he's always bright and standing out in tonality, then these moments where his voice really pops wouldn't mean as much. Dynamics, strategy, a lot of this is, I think, innate and sort of just natural for Gabriel because he's so incredibly musical. But it helps those of us who are pursuing vocals and wanting to be better with our voice, it helps us to think about things this way so that we can improve our own voices.
It's even if I run with nowhere to go, you're still here, and that's something beautiful. That's something beautiful. That's something beautiful. That you are here with me. That's something beautiful.
I cannot believe it. His agility and freedom with those whistle tones. Unparalleled. I have never heard anybody do it as well as Gabriel does. Gotta hear that again.
Something beautiful.
Like creating all those onsets where he stops the airflow and then goes right back into those pitches and is so incredibly accurate. I can't tell you how difficult that is to do. it requires not only so much practice and so much introspection in terms of how things feel. Some people just never get it. Never. Doing all the runs too. But it wouldn't be quite as fun to listen to if there wasn't so many different colors coming out in his voice. And I've talked about this in other videos that I've done on him, but his wonderful sizzly, mild grit that happens as he goes up. He understands how to use airflow and placement in a way that gets him that nice, mildly, it's not broken up, but just sizzly hot texture up there. Those are some killer voices in the choir, too. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I've done several videos on Gabriel now, and each one I've been blown away in new ways. And this one, probably the most blown away I've been so far, which is saying something because usually I'm most impressed on the very first video I do of an artist, but that has not been the case with Gabriel. I would love to be able to interview Gabriel here on the channel and talk with him about his voice. If anybody watching has the ability to connect us, I know that English is not his primary language, and I don't think I've seen him doing that kind of format before. I would love to be able to talk with him. I think that would be absolutely incredible. So, I'm making that sort of invitation. If anybody can help me, that would be amazing. Let's listen to the rest of the song. That contrast, even that music, that innate sense of musicality there, right? Where the choir is belting right there at their height. And then he comes in with the contrast, the quiet run. He's creating these moments with the way he uses dynamics in his voice. His voice is so much more about dynamics than anything else. You might think it's about pitch because he's got this ridiculous range. It's not about pitch as much as it is about dynamics and knowing when to do certain things. Huge.
That you are here with me. That's something beautiful.
There's another technique that he uses quite a bit that I don't think I pointed out before. Listen to this run.
That's something beautiful.
I'm going to butcher this run, but I'm trying to make a point. Oh. Notice I separated. I used onsets in the middle of the run. I didn't just go, oh. I'm not connecting every note. I'm actually breaking the airflow. You hear him do that in his whistle register, like I mentioned earlier. It makes his runs all the more juicy and wonderful because sometimes he adds a little bit of silence. Very brief silence, but because he's breaking the airflow in there, there's something extra special about it. It's another articulation that most singers would never even try because it's more difficult than just letting everything sort of run together. You have to be more accurate and you have to have a better handle on your support. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Of course, I'm exaggerating those broken points. Listen to Gabriel again, though. It's so seamless, so cool. Right there, just at the end. Oh, the best performance yet I've seen from Gabriel. Thank you so much, all of you who stepped out and recommended that I do a analysis of this song. Very thankful for all of your engagement, your support of my channel. And again, if you'd like help with your voice and finding out what it can really do, you've got so much more potential than you think you do. Click that link below and join my free course.